In this video, you're going to get introduced to the let declaration in ES6. So the let declaration is very similar to the var declaration, but instead of using the var keyword, you use the let keyword like this. Now, there are many common points between the let declaration and the var declaration, but they do differ in many aspects. So, for example, if you redeclare x, you will get an error, and this wouldn't happen with the var declaration. So you cannot redeclare a let variable. So redeclaration throws an error, unlike var. So that's one of the key differences. Now let's move to scope. So if you declare a variable x and set it to 1, then creates a function add which returns y plus x, then you try add of 3, then you know you're going to get 4. And that's because when you get to that line, you're going to look for the value of x inside the execution context of add. You don't find it, then you move to the outside environment and you find it right there. So let variables can be accessed from inside functions if declared in their outer environments, just like var. Now let's create another function, add2, which takes y and returns y plus x, but this time we're going to declare x inside the function and set it to 2. So if you try add 2 of 3, then you get 5. And that's because when you get to that line, we're going to look for x inside the execution context of add2, and you find it right there. So this is very similar to what would happen if we declared x using var. So up till now, this is very similar to the var declaration, apart from the redeclaration which throws an error. Now let's look at hoisting. Now we know that variables declared using var, they are hoisted, just like functions declared using the function declaration like that. Now if you log a variable z before declaring it, then you will get an error. And the reason why is because variables declared using let in ES6, they are not hoisted, unlike variables declared using var. Now if you had var z, you wouldn't get an error, but you would get undefined, because we know that this variable is going to be hoisted and set to undefined before the execution of your code. So when you get there, you know that z is already set to undefined and you get undefined. Now if you use let, things are different and you get an error. Now there is a popular term amongst programmers which refers to the period between entering scope and being declared. So this period is called the temporal dead zone. Now if you declare z like that and then you log it without initializing it, then you get undefined. But remember, it's not hoisted, so you can't do this before the declaration. Now if you set z to 1, for example, and you log it again, then you get the correct value this time. So this was a quick introduction to the let declaration in ES6. In the next few videos, you're going to learn more about the let declaration, including block scoping and so on.